All right, there we go. Hello, welcome to the stream, everyone. Um, bit delayed, sadly. Had to get some stuff ready in the background, but now we can start. So today we are continuing building the Bluewater Valley map. Let's give the terrain a moment to load. Oh, one sec. Let me quickly all of this on. Let me try it without the background for the chat. All right. So I was working on the road network when I stopped. So I would say that's where we're gonna continue. I definitely wanted to was swapping these ones out for the version without the middle line. Go. Right, because those I wanted to use these ones on the side here. So let's see. I'm not sure about this one because here I wanted to have some. Yeah, actually, I think this is fine. I'll just build a nice transition over here. So let's begin this one, and then we're gonna have to create some intersections. So, wrong one. That would be about right. So I'll create. And then we'll take this and side more like it. Let's straighten this one out. If you got any questions, free to ask. That one got the curb on there. Yeah, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's see. Code Monkey, welcome. I'm doing fine so far. Was a bit in a hurry earlier because I got back from work a bit later than expected, and yeah, I'd already set the time for the stream, so needed to hurry up a bit, but it worked out. Let's put this little corner. Just the I think something's wrong with the. Well, it's there as well, so I guess it will stay. VGR, welcome. Man, that better be an intersection. because no car can make a turn that sharp. Yeah, this is an intersection. All right. I mean, it's you know, a bit messy with the lines overlapping, but it's fine. Honestly, um, there's gonna be buildings around, and I really don't want to get too invested into the uh, road network because yeah, this is gonna be a lot of work, and it continues. I've got roads up here. I've got roads over here. I've got roads up here. So yeah, I'm gonna be busy for a while. Okay, let's get this aligned. There we go. And then over here, I'm not sure how I'm gonna approach this. Let me separate these. And then let me just try out real quick what happens when yeah, that's what. So I would either need to manually misalign these, or maybe I can use, no, because it got, okay. Um, this is gonna be a lot of, um, start by this one, then, hmm. um, if I want to continue the parking over here, um, this is a little bit key. Do I have a parking sign that, okay, so I do have this one for the sidewalk. That's not good. Um, that's, I could use this to like have the parking continue over the intersection, but I would still need somehow get over this sidewalk. Um, let's see. So maybe first, this one. Um, am I gonna? Um, okay, so I I could slightly raise this up to have it go over the sidewalk. which I think is the way to try it out. I will need spline points here. Here. Roll this straight, then well, I'll leave the one in between unstraightened. And then just raise it up. So actually, I'm gonna use one with the sidewalk for this. So okay, that, and then nope, not what I wanted. And then I will place the sidewalk. Gonna worry about all the heights later. The okay, now I just need to adjust the heights, and then this gap I will cover with. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that should look okay. This little gap. For some reason, the sidewalk spline without the curb is slightly higher than the one with the curb, even though it's from the same like asset pack. I have no idea why that is. But I guess this works. I have seen worse in my life. All right. Yeah, so I'm not doing like traffic, like working traffic, so you know, no need to connect this. If I ever end up doing it, I'm probably gonna, I don't know, can you still turn off like traffic on certain roads and leave it on others? Because then I could just put invisible splines on top of it when I eventually feel like it. Code Monkey. Is there an indication of what spline points are straight/curved, or do you just tell by the side of it? Okay, so you can tell by the side of it. And if you're not sure, you can go into the options for that spline, and then you will see if it's straight or not. Other than that, there are no visual indicators that I. All right, so continue. I suppose continue. So, this will be the entrance to the little power plant that we got going on here. This is a sawdust powered biomass gasification power plant, which I did look up. It's a real thing. And yeah, you can use sawdust to make electricity. It's good because otherwise I wouldn't have a use for the sawdust that produced. So, I was thinking we use a road with sidewalks and no middle line. This, and then on there we can place like the gate, like a little barrier and a little booth for the guard to make sure that no terrorists blow up the power plant, because this is totally the scale of power plant that a terrorist would attack. Yeah, so for the rest of this, I think this one I want to be middle line as well as this one I will need to do here, one here, and then over here I'll need to build a transition. Did I do it? Oh yeah, right. Over here I just made custom part. So let's see. I'm gonna turn this one into one with a middle. And this one will be part of the intersection. Let's add another line point here. Can make the curve so like this. I think I might tweak the curve a little bit once I start placing buildings. So like this, I'd say we also this looks decent, I think. So I'll just do it like this, straighten it, and then I'll just add a sidewalk here. Oh, damn. Okay. This doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I will slightly lower this. Maybe some more of that visible from under there, and then I'm gonna use this one to fill in the rest. Actually, I'm gonna go from the bottom up so it fits the sidewalk attached to the road. All right. There we go. So this one. Right, and then use the 2. Would have straightened this one. Oh. All right. So this will be the entrance power plant. I'm gonna put some kind of fence around here. Have, you know, the spline fade out into here. I'm gonna worry about that later. Let's see. So we have this finished. So let's continue over. This is this. This is actually good. Because and so this will connect up to the other road. I don't even know what I did. Why did I? Because what I should have done was this. Then I'll use. Oh, not sidewalk. Gotta in this one. Oh, and then. Oh no, does this. It? Oh. I need a bit more space that the sidewalks can to expand. Then, oh yeah, because I only used the curb one. Oh, and of course I used curb right. All right, so look all right. Gonna add sidewalk here. Too bad I don't have a single curb, but I do have this. So messy. I hope I will never have to touch this again. Okay, that actually grab this one, just and this, then use the sidewalk to curb. There we go. That looks a lot better. So back to over here. I'm gonna have two. Where is this one? And then I think I'll just continue this line to for thing. And then once we leave like the center of the town, gonna instead use one without the middle markings, and then will vanish somewhere. So up. Out, and then time to struggle with this. Okay, so this is just gonna be the same procedure as so we're gonna need verb. Both sides. Go. I guess this works. Final height adjustment. That should do it. And then everything that's open here, I will either hide with greenery or with a, in this case, probably. Actually, I'm gonna use the same trick here because this is curved. No, I can't wait. Yes, I can use the trick. Oh. Just this. Or it's gonna have to lower it slightly. Doesn't cover the parking lot. And of course, the damn road goes downward. I guess I will use. Go, and then the rest I will. There we go. Not like that. Uh, well, it will do. Oh, I need to read chat. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, that's not. How do I remove that spam message? I have never used these moderation tools, and it really shows. Oh, sake. Okay, do I need to use the Twitch dashboard for this? Why does Twitch make this so difficult? Yeah, I'm looking for the icon, but the only icons I'll get are reply and pin, and I don't want to do either of these. Um, for fuck's sake. How can I? Is this your moderation? Where can do I literally have to Google this? Well, what I can do is report them for spamming. How can I? Here. Okay. Does this delete the message? No, it doesn't. Ah, there we go. Show moderation symbol. Okay. Finally. Well, that took way too long. Anyways, let's get back to doing something productive. One moment. So, where were we? We were actually finished with this. So let's continue. Okay, so this one here I will do just sidewalk, not middle line. This, and then this one here I will work, or will that stick? Yeah, so I will do is use the anything, and I will manage getting this time, and then I will write. I might write to do a little moment. I need to browse Content Manager. You won't see it sadly because I'm only in the meantime I can think while Content Manager is is there no Rails? There we go. Rail only. Let's do that precisely. All right. Let's repeat that on the other side as well. No, and I held down shift. Why did you create a switch? Oh, sec. Go. And should be finished. Yeah. Actually, though, I think this one actually this one rusty, so would look a bit better. Oh yeah, that looks. Actually, that's a bit off center here. And it feels a bit low. Hello, Kango Fango. Welcome. Like this. So, bit more. Yeah. Then that centered would be. So yeah, that looks all right. How did Minecraft go yesterday? It went great. Yeah, found a lovely base location. The recording is currently uploading in the background. Currently being processed, I think. It already. I think it has processed. So I will quickly copy you the link, but so far the page is still loading. There's the link. I'll DM it to you. So yeah, so right now what I'm doing is losing my mind with roads. Yeah. So let's go back. No. 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 There we go. Okay, this one is gonna be tricky. This like offset. I'm gonna lose my mind over this. Anyways, let's do this one first. So, let's see. This one, no, not yet. Once I mean, if it's like a little curvy, doesn't really matter. Roads are like most roads are like based on pathways that were established in like the Roman or medieval times, so they rarely follow straight lines, and that's actually mainly how like offset crossings like these come to be. So these were in the past, these were just like straight ahead crossings, but because of the angle they met, it means that in modern cars, if you're on this road, or if you're coming on from this road and like a cyclist is on this road, they might be hidden behind the pillar of the car, and to prevent that from happening, they will like make these meet at a right angle, but that will mean that like curved intersections that were once curved will be offset. At least here in Germany, that is really a really common thing. Um, I've noticed on your stream and Discord screenshots that you're using shaders and also UI mod. Nice. Yeah, I have quite like I created a new instance in my launcher for the for playing with you. So I copied just setup that I had for my private super flat world, and then what I did was I removed everything that could be considered cheating, like the minimap, for example. Does this have? Well, I guess because the heights don't match. So I disabled the minimap and I changed the resource pack just because I wanted to try something new. Upgraded the shader, which I did go back to the old one because the new one had some visual glitches. And then yeah, just no, the UI mods are just mainly the crosshair, and then the waypoint. I just without waypoints nowadays I get lost so easy. Yeah, so it'll be. Hmm, I hope I won't have to do that much to hide all over. I really don't want to. Really don't. Actually, this one I should not have. Then, yeah. Okay. In Britain, the usual excuse for offset junctions is that someone built a pub on one corner. Yeah, I guess that works too. Or maybe the workers who built the street just visited a pub before showing up to their work. So they built the roads a bit winky wonky. Yeah. So let's ignore this crossing for now and continue over here where there's not so many. Yeah, so as I've written down here, this way, I'm gonna put some shops here. So, actually, I'm gonna let me quickly. Hmm. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to have a station building, an actual station building, or if I just want like entrance to the underground tunnel on either side, which I'm definitely gonna do regardless. But station building could be nice. Maybe. Let me, yeah. Let me grab. Uh, here. Okay, so let's do this and then just oh no, this and this out. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna make this one an old overgrown platform. Where's the spline point? This is one thing that I really dislike about the Surveyor 2.0. While these blind points are, with them being smaller, it's easier to grab one over the other when they're close together. But because they're like black or dark gray, they are really hard to see sometimes. Worker, where should the corner go here? Foreman, yep, sure, that'll do. Worker, righty, then let's get started. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's just this. Why is this going upwards? I guess because the two is going up. So this similar thing over here. Go. And then I will overgrow this later. I think this mess that or is it broke? It's broke. I can that's why I God damn it, I didn't remake that yet. Well, I guess I sort of know which ones are bugged and let's medium dark. No, that's not. So this yeah, don't will hide so it doesn't fall off when the pen goes down. This so down. Same thing here. I'm gonna do bushes later, just that I guess I'll somehow hide this floating grass. Also the resource pack most other players use is called Lethos. Of course, it's up to you. Yeah, I really like the one that I'm currently using. So I guess I'll stick to that. I really prefer resource packs that are 16 by 16. They're just closer to the basic Minecraft look. So, anyways, station building. Let's see what I've got installed. And then no need for that here. We are modern enough so that I'll one day place down some ticket machines. What kind of station is this? Like a fire station? Why does an asset called Power Plant Seaholm show up when I'm looking for station? This maybe station building. So we have this one. A bit brighter in here. I mean, I like that this has like in some. What the fuck is that reflection? Is that like a black hole? or what the. I don't know what that is. It looks like a black hole to me. Like the entire map is about to get eaten. But yeah, I really like that this got like some waiting interior, like a ticket booth. But I don't like that this has like some Russian, I guess, some Russian name on there, and it's too modern for the style that I'm. Um, Boat Monkey. A train station is where the train stops. A fire station is where the fire stops. I guess you could say it like that. Um, Maybe it has power station in its tags. That's probably it. Oh, black hole. Scary. I think that's Polish. Or what's that asset called? That asset is called uh, something I cannot pronounce. Station building PBR. Um, but it doesn't apply to a power station. And what about a workstation? Yeah, I don't know. What other do I have here? This is a gas station. God damn it. Um, let's see. Oh, you can't actually let me switch over so you can see content manager. Um, okay, I'll not mess with chat right now. I'll move it over again. Wait, where was that? I will move chat back over in a moment. Um, so. Hmm. The thing is, these buildings are actually the style that I want to go for. But I have the feeling if I'm gonna try this out real quick, I have the feeling that this is gonna have like a fixed name on it that I can't change. Yeah, that's like name in texture. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really want to like. I guess I could put like a writable sign there. Have to do it up there as well. I'm gonna keep looking. Um, yeah. Some large Chinese building. Um, so I'll try this one. The open. I want this building to be like in use, even if it's not, the up to the most modern standards. This is a bit small. I mean, this is also an approach. Just don't put any name signs on it. Yeah, too small. So mm, definitely too. This one seems to include a platform. One of these could. Let's try this one. I like the look. Let's see. So is a I mean, it could fit like to that platform, and looks kind of seems to either be blank or writable, which is good. If I'm gonna have to move it down slightly. I'll re-chat in a moment. Down. No, not. I really hate that you can't grab the gizmo correctly when an object is underground. So something that the developers should consider changing. Okay, gonna. Oh, that was the grass. Platform here. There we go. Then I guess I can work with this. All right. So oh, when was I? Gas station, petrol station, police station, fire station, hospital station. Oh wait. Yeah, there's a lot of stations. Aeronautical station. Would be great if nameable objects supported different fonts too. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be very cool. I don't even know if are there like can objects have like a font kind, or are they, or do they like, do all objects use the same font? Or because I know you can't customize it, but do different objects use different fonts? They're writable? I don't know. Never like thought about that. Oh, there's Old West nameable signs, modern signs, etc. Yeah. Is that nameable? I'm gonna try that out now. Would be nice. Looks great. Yeah, I think so too. So let's try the name. Bluewater Central. It is nameable. And it even fits. Just barely, but it fits. Can I like remove this? Any way to get like maybe a shorter space? Doesn't look. Could do. I could do the German approach, but this is not really a German route. It's a completely fictional route with no like accuracy to any region. So let's go with Bluewater Central. Is the other? Oh yeah, other. This one actually, on this side it even like is centered correctly. On the other side, it's wait, is it like floating? Oh, it is floating. This side, yeah, it is. Okay, I might yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is replace these with different signs, because um it is really obvious that the text is floating. So oh my god, so much chat to read. Actually what I wanted to do was this, so the chat is readable, and I'm gonna put on the background as well. Yeah, that's so much more readable. Yeah. I think all nameable objects use the same font in trains, though I think There may be regular and bold options, might be. In Transom Classic, font is essentially a texture set and can be changed by object. That's good to know, though I never really did any like editing in or like root building in Transom Classic. I tried out the editor, it was too complicated for me, so I'm gonna stick with trains and E. And honestly, like EEP isn't an easy editor to learn, especially in the older versions where you had 2D editor only. That reminds me, I might in like when I got maybe on the weekend if I got time, I'm I might like install my old version of EEP 6, which was the last version to have like scenery editing in 2D only. Or I guess EEP 7 also started with 2D only, but it later got 3D options. EEP 6 did have 3D terrain editing, which is good because 2D terrain editing, like whoever came up with editing terrain in 2D has to be completely mad. You cannot edit terrain in 2D. That's you can't even see what you're doing. Anyways, but yeah, I might do some like a small example wood building stream on 6 just to to show up how the workflow was before 3D editing and yeah how I actually learned the game because I learned to play the game in that world. Anyways, not like you can change it yourself, but some objects I think use thinner font then. Yeah, might be. I never really looked out for that. The only way to have a nameable object is to pretend it's a signal. Oh yeah, that's not yeah. Nah, the German approach would be Blauwasser Hauptbahnhof. That sounds incredibly stupid. But yeah, I get what you mean. Could have positioned the text objects a bit better. Yeah, like I don't know, on the actual sign would be great because not good, not good. Height, but we have no representation of height. Yeah, it's I to this day I do not get how you could come up with even the idea to make like a 2D editor for the terrain, especially. Um, yeah, and I'm just gonna stop thinking about it. So this one looks like a door. This one looks like a door. So I'm gonna assume the other one on this side is also a door, not a window. And I'm gonna treat it accordingly. Also, since this is meant for a larger height difference, I will use a line to indicate that this is. I'm not gonna use this. These are the fake staircase because I've have an pretend there's an underground tunnel here. So since you can't have anything cut through this blind, um, using this in EEP there are assets which have just staircase as a flat texture in place. This one's actually slightly 3D. See, it's stairs modeled on there. So what I'm gonna do is move this into position and then use the freedom that Surveyor 2.0 grants me to tilt this and turn the fake staircase into like a hybrid between a real and a fake staircase. This. All right. That doesn't look too bad. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, there we go. That does look a bit better. And then for this one, I think we can use this one as like the accessible option, since this route is set in modern times. There would be a requirement to have like an option. So I think I'm gonna use the sidewalks. I'm gonna use narrow sidewalks. So let's up. Okay. I'm gonna move this to the locked layer, and since it's still in the way, I will hide. Um. Oh my god. So you're chatting too much. I can't build. Where was I? There. Although topographical maps do exist, guess it would have helped a lot if the 2D map editor had proper height lines. Well, the thing is, there are no height lines, and while the current editor has a color-based interpretation of how high something is, or something low will be more bluish. Like the regular ground height um, will be green, and then the higher up you get, it first transitions to gray and then to reddish, I think it was. But the thing is, that feature was only introduced with EEP 10, and 3D terrain editing, which made 2D terrain editing obsolete, was introduced in EEP 5 plugin 5, I think it was. Yeah, so basically they were 5 versions late to improve the 2D view of the terrain. Um, would be great if you could change the rotational pivot point of an object too. So if you place stairs down, you could move the pivot to one side and then use just tilt it down without pivoting around the center and add adjustments to the object. Yeah, that would be great, but pretty sure that would also be like a tremendous amount of work to implement. Because 3D objects, the game, the editor itself doesn't know like the shape of the object. It only knows that there's a hitbox, and where the central point of the object is. That's all the editor itself cares about. The how the object looks, how it's rendered, is done by the rendering, and they, I assume, don't have anything to do with it. If they do, then N3 is taking an interesting approach to editing, or the to like ground. Actually, I don't even need to like lengthen the ramp there. Fine, it's not that height difference. Up of wait, what of? Oh no! Stop this! Oh, to edit. There we go. I'm gonna do it like that. Where's the goddamn spline point? There it is. Yeah, I really hate how not really visible that. How can I? No. Okay. Then just this. Okay. That should be good enough to get a, like, shallow enough to get a wheelchair up without, causing any accidents or like that. We go. Looks convincing enough. Gonna place a little wall there to hide the edge. Maybe if you held down a certain button, you could move the mouse for the pivot to snap at any of the 8 corners around an object in quick shape. It may be the easiest approach. Yeah, that might be doable. What you could do is put that in the feedback and suggestions channel on the Trains Discord, and maybe N3V will implement this as a feature in Surveyor 2.0. Maybe, I don't know. It's they decide, but if it's something that's requested and many people agree that it's a good request, then chances are not I wouldn't say they are high, but they are at least not zero. Okay, yeah. What the Okay, so you're making a dam spline. That's fine. But why is there a track inside? Um Rotation around an arbitrary point is trivial if you know matrix math. Actually, difficult part I think is the UI place. Is the UI to place the point. Um, yeah, since I was always bad at maths, I'm gonna leave that problem for N3V to figure out. Because I'm paying them $70 a year for a reason. Bit too large. Bit large. I really wish sometimes that I could like scale objects the way I can in E, because that makes stuff really easy. Times. Where's this blind point? I can. There it is. Am I? And the box. I was just imagining it as circles that it would display at each possible pivot point that would always face the camera. One in the center and 8 around corner. Actually, that might be a little bit harder than that, because not all objects have a square hitbox. This one over here, for example. Actually, also let me quickly save before anything happens. So this object, this doesn't have a square hitbox. So if I do this, if I click down here from facing straight downwards, I will get the object. If I do the same thing over here, I will not get the object. Over here, I can, grab. I can't get too close, but I can pretty much find the, So somewhere around here is where the hitbox ends. And over here, I got hitbox again. So this one has a non-cubic hitbox. So, it would be, I don't know how easy it would be to figure something out that would work for all objects. Maybe it could be something that's like not retrofitted onto older objects, but it's only like, the object, the asset creator needs to specifically implement it to work with the feature. That's one way I could see it happening. But again, it's, that's N3V's problem to figure out. So, I think that looks all right, And then, um, since the elevators are already on this stretch, I'm just gonna assume that there's an elevator inside this building as well. Can you select multiple objects and rotate them as a group? Yes, I can. This, and then like this. So these are 1 and 2 different objects. That is an idea, though having it only apply to new objects wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal, but it would also make sure that, older objects aren't broken. I mean, it's definitely it wouldn't help with older objects that have these issues. But yeah, at least newer objects would then always be compatible. This one's been bugging me because this one is entirely offset. Like the building itself is not like in line with the rotational axis, and like it seems like it's on the ground just slightly raised up. It's actually tilted like 1.9 degrees to the side. So if I set this rotation to 0, that's how the object comes out of the box when you spawn it in. And in Classic Surveyor, you don't even have a way to fix the tilting. In Classic Surveyor, you're gonna live with this building just, leaning to one side. Which, I mean, if you're like trying to recreate the city of Pisa, then I guess you can do that, but not everyone's doing that. So this is from the town of Pisa, right? Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Let me lower this. It's even better now because I don't know this entire building. I mean, it's a lovely building for sure. No, but also I wrote down what this is supposed to be in case no one recognizes it. But yeah, this is gonna be the town hall of Bluewater. I really love the building, but like also I really have the feeling that this passage is getting narrower the further you go through it. So yeah, it's I don't know. Whoever made this essay must have been drunk. Anyways, so then in front of here, I'm gonna have like I'm thinking a parking lot off to the side, and then like a bus station up at the front here. Again, I'm not gonna do like or inexperienced. Yeah, that might have been it as well. So yeah, bus station up here. not gonna do traffic, at least for now. I have, since these are roads with traffic, and I'm not sure if you can disable it somewhere. So for that reason, I have for now just removed all cars from the region asset. I'm also not gonna try to do like working buses on like separate splines. That's I don't know. I could do that in EEP. In fact, I have done so in EEP and I've lost my mind over it, so I'm not gonna do it this time. Or maybe they just forgot to apply final fixes or didn't notice. Who knows? Well, I mean, you have seen how offset it was. You know, like if you place it down in trains with like the classic surveyor, which is the standard for everyone who doesn't use Trains Plus or TRS-22 Platinum. I'm pretty sure this is an older asset. You would notice that it's leaning to one side. You would surely notice that, unless you're like placing it on a slab. I don't know. Maybe the asset creator specifically made it to be placed on a slope, but then again, like even buildings that are placed on like uneven terrain, usually what you do is you flatten out the terrain and then place the building and not tilt the entire building. Yeah, I don't know. It's, I mean, at least it's, you don't notice it until you know what to look for it. I have Surveyor 2.0. I can tilt things however I want. This is good. Yeah, so I'm gonna ignore that for now. Let's continue with the splines, which is why we actually. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 2 hours, although I did start late, so I'll continue for a bit more. So let's just continue by replacing all this. Okay, so opposite to the train station, I thought I'd place some shops. Don't ask me why I put it like from this perspective and not from this one, which is how you would read it if you try to figure out what to place here. But so I'm thinking to have like parking spots like in front of the stores themselves. Um, Not sure. I'm gonna look at what assets are available. I might change if I don't find any. I might change out this road for one that has parking on the side. Yeah. So how far do I want this far? Definitely, and then half this, and then this one's going anyway. Everything from here on out, I will use so. Okay. I am glad that this fits underneath the bridge. So, what I'm also not sure about is how I want to handle the yard over here. So, thing is, you have like the main part of the yard over here where I will still need to repaint the asphalt texture. So this has basically most of the facilities needed. Um, so it has like access to the loading and unloading platform. Um, you have, you know, place where you can unload diesel fuel. Um, yeah, thing is, the way I'm doing the fuel loading for the locomotives is I have a fuel truck, someone who's ready for, you know, refueling. Um, also, you can hide this if you want to like place the fuel truck somewhere else. Um, I'm thinking you could just, because there will be a diesel narrow gauge engine, this one to be exact, stationed here to do the shunting. And then I think what you could just do, you know, what would be the sensible approach, because this is where the fuel truck refuels. So you can have it fuel up here and then either, you know, go up here or just, you know, go over here and refuel the narrow gauge. So I think that's already taken care of. I won't need to place like an additional fuel loading here. You do have parking spaces over here and an entrance, you know, for all the employees to safely get onto. Well, you have a little office building here. Oh, you can place a sign, Bluewater Yard Office. You have, of course, the signal box, Bluewater Yard Control for you know, like managing the entire yard, and then you have Bluewater Yard Narrow Gauge just for managing these switches over here. Because these are mechanical signal boxes, so these will require a direct line of sight. That's why these are split up. And I'm not sure if there's any more facilities that are needed to you know, make this yard fully functional. I can't think of any right now, which would mean that there is actually no need to have like another entrance over here. Facilities. I did put like this thing in here because I'm not sure. I might delete this and just have like a little gate here in the fence that I'm going to place. Um, I'm not sure about that yet. If you can think of anything that, oh, you'll be right back. Yeah, guess I should, you know, wait before asking for ideas. Oh yeah. That's the wrong spline. There we go. Is it intended as a marshalling yard, vehicle storage, or for maintenance? This is I have no idea what marshalling yard means. I guess that's for like goods swapping, which is what this is intended for. So, all the goods that will be produced on this map, like lumber or logs or lumber, um, or actually not the sawdust. The sawdust will be delivered to the power plant, or the this is a limestone or limestone. We got logs, we got lumber, we got limestone. Um, these will be delivered to here to this yard with an electric locomotive. And then a diesel locomotive will come, take the cars, bring them over here to the load unload platform where they can either be reloaded onto truck, for like local distribution, or to the standard gauge train for getting it out of the city. Or you could have stuff loaded onto the narrow gauge cars. And this one's for the limestone. Unload that. And then the cars will be shunted out here, turn around, go back into the yard, and then the electric locomotive will come back, pick them up, and stuff. Yeah, so that's how it is intended. Yeah. So I guess this yard will also be used for some vehicle storage. Maintenance. For maintenance, I got a depot up here. So yeah, this is really just some minor vehicle storage slash just loading and unloading goods. Yeah, I mean it's a narrow gauge railroad. They won't have that many cars. I don't know. I feel like this yard is even like might be a little too big. I don't know. I mean it's it does have an outside connection itself. So I don't know. I'm imagining that there's just like another part of the town or some other small town that the narrow gauge railroad goes to. So I can use this portal to just bring goods in and out. But yeah, I plan for the like main gameplay aspect of this map to be entirely self-contained, which is required for compatibility with Trains Living Railroad when that finally releases, and to work correctly with the multiplayer, because you want to have something to do in the multiplayer and not just drive empty trains from A to so where was I? I was doing this. All right, there we go. So this one. So this looks decent, I guess. I'm gonna hide a little bit. It always goes out of control when you start, adjusting the height. And that looks fine. So by the sound of it, so long as there is space for arriving trains, it seems right. Yeah, I guess. I mean, guess it's fine. It's the main yard after all, so there will be some different shunting happening here. So if there's more, if I plan what I plan on having here is like um shorter logging trains to go just from the logging camp to the sawmill, and then have a lumber train, short one, to bring the lumber down, and to also have a like very long one, might actually be but yeah, very long uh, train to directly transport logs down for like exporting. But that would be like a train that only, in like real world timing, only goes like once a week or so. And also, yes, you need two locomotives to haul this amount of empty cars back up the hill, because this line is the steepest on the entire map with over 6%. So yeah, these locos got to do some work, and also the locos sadly have some issues with wheel slip that seems to be like not entirely realistic. Like these are 6 axles after all, and they are narrow gauge, so they should not have that much of a problem. Radians. It's even worse for the smaller ones, like this one. You can barely drive in like the expert control mode, and with the multiple units, it's impossible, because like throttle in one still works, throttle in two like immediately gets you wheel slip. So that's sadly something that um I will have to work around with, probably by just making a note appear in the beginning of scenarios that the multiple unit scenarios are only drivable in like in the simple control mode, because that one for some reason doesn't have issues with wheel slip. Don't ask me why, please. I have no idea. Any steeper, and you could have built stairs instead. Uh, well, I guess. This one's gonna be fun. So So well, I guess if I start adjusting the height at one point, I gotta do it at every point. I will probably go through all of these off stream again and make sure that the height is correct everywhere and that there's rain peeking through or the road is at natural angles or any other problem that I might have missed. Any new problems that might arise. Always lots of them around. So there we go. Okay, well, I'll just go through the gradient. There we go. So, sake. Tango has returned. That's great. Yeah. So, when way I was asking if anyone had any more ideas of facilities that this yard would need to be functional, because I can't think of any, especially ones that would go onto the narrow gauge side of things. Because that would mean I just place a fence here, put a small gate somewhere over here that's a bit overgrown with a dirt path that leads to the road, and be finished. Well, anyways, intersections. I love doing intersections. I totally do not hate doing this. Um, do steamers operate on here? Yes, there is a singular steam engine for this little tourist line that goes right into this ruined castle. So this one will go, from up here down this hill over here. The locomotive will change to the other end of the train, and then it will continue down this line to Bluewater Central, to this platform, where the loco will then again change direction, and then it will head back. If so, I would recommend placing a Weatherill coal loader. Yeah, I will do so, but I will do so probably over here at the depot, or maybe even over here, because the motor wouldn't need to, refuel during regular service as well, and this one could be, although you would have passenger cars right on the track, so that wouldn't be ideal. So I guess I would place it somewhere in the depot here. I got more than enough space. I'll use this little bag. Currently is only storage, but will probably never get used because there's so much storage tracks over. So yeah. It's an animated industry of a digger loading coal into the tender of a locomotive. That is really good. I'll take a look at the asset. The issue that I might see is it not correctly working with narrow gauge stuff. Which is quite often a problem. I don't know. If everything's like, if there's nothing that specifically interacts with rails, and if it's just, dumping it into the center of the track, then that would be fine. Um okay. So this is the actually the like the scale that I would be going for, because it's a singular steam engine that's like, operating, I don't know, every Sunday or so on the tourist line just to draw in some money. So yeah. Diggers, back in my day, we called him Barry with the shovel. At my local heritage railway in the UK, Dartmouth Steam Railway, they do have heaps of coal right next to the station. Well, I guess I don't know how many steam engines they run. Like I know that the Harzer Schmalspurbahn, which, as far as I know, got the biggest fleet of steam locomotives in Germany, has 25 of them. Um, and they always have like at least 5 or so in regular service. Also, they are like, I wouldn't consider them a heritage line. They run, they earn money with those steam engines, and they accept regional tickets. So yeah. Anyways, let's. Uh, uh, that's always a bit tricky with like the grabbing the different parts of the assets in layer 2.0. Anyways, let's try this out. So I will back, and I will grab. Actually, I made a consist. Is there a filter consist content? Let's have these in it. Cars. Save once more, and then we'll try it out. Link doesn't work out. That one is standard gauge. That's the current fleet. Oh, let's take a look. Let's take a. So, um, they have this steam locomotive. I'm not that knowledgeable on British steam, so they have this one and this one and this one as well. But this one actually looks pretty dead. I'd love to like take a ride on this one. Observation car, a locomotive. Okay, class 37. Engine. Okay, and one under refurbishment. So these are loaned to East Somerset. Okay, so I suppose this one is operational then, if it's loan. In service, in service, in service, service. That's pretty damn good. Like sadly the Eisenbahnmuseum Bochum-Dahlhausen, which is the closest railway museum that I'm close to. They do not have that much operational um, operational um, rolling stock. So um, they have like a list. Yeah, they have. I don't know if it's already there or when I was last there. This is quite cool. We actually trained shunting in the museum. Because there's less and less opportunity to do shunting um, at work. So we went to the museum to practice shunting there with one of their little diesel shunters. Um, just as a trial run, we still learn shunting at work in our own yard, but as there's less and less shunting going on, you know, future apprentices, is that the correct word? I don't know. Will need to learn shunting in the museum, which is actually quite cool. Like you can. Did you practice shunting in a curve? Yes, that's the one we used. I mean, I don't know which variant of it, but yeah, that's so. I don't know. Do they have like they would have a list of their operational and non-operational motives? Because I know from their steam engines, there's only one that's operational, which is their ER38. So the P8 was the old numbering scheme. So yeah, this is actually quite a rare locomotive. There's not many of them that are still in use. So and on my 13th birthday, my parents gave me tickets a for a tour with this locomotive. So we went basically through the entire Ruhrgebiet and then even into like the Mannesmann steel factory where they shunted us through their coke oven and explained everything. And then after that, we went to the Landschaftspark Nord in Duisburg, where I live, which has a rail connection, but it's like rarely ever used. And we went in there with the steam train. Yeah, and then we got a tour through that. Yeah, and then we got brought back home. And it was actually like the coolest part was the trip home because we were speeding across the main line at full speed that the locomotive was capable of, which uh, it's it's only 100 kilometers an hour, but in like with like 100-year-old locomotive in like a 100-year-old passenger car, it feels a lot faster. So doesn't seem like they have a list of what they have operational. I know that they have their 38 that's operational, and they have the Wismarer rail bus that's operational. They use that when they're open to carry the people from the nearby S-Bahn station into the museum area, because otherwise it would 20-minute walk. Yeah, so the line speed on heritage railways in the UK is usually rather limited. Yeah, the thing is, this is not a heritage railway. This is just an old yard that the museum now resides in, and whenever they take their locomotives for a run, they go onto the actual main lines. So yeah, it's it's the case for most. I don't think there's any like specific heritage railways in Germany, at least no big ones. You could potentially consider the Bäderbahn Molly, which is narrow gauge, or the Harzer Schmalspurbahn, which is also narrow gauge as such. But then again, they do make money, and like I don't know if carrying 700,000 people a year up a mountain could be considered a heritage railway. Like, even if you want run steam engines, like, you kind of earn a lot of money. So yeah, I don't know. It's more like regular operations of steam engines, but whatever. We wanted to try out. Assigned to another. We wanted to try out the co-loader. So let's. Okay, so the coal is not entirely full. That's good. Just shove it forward. For whatever reason, I do not have audio. Did my headphones turn off? They did. Okay, so now I have audio. Alright, so yes, I should park with the tender between the two sticks. It sounds very nice. It also looks very nice. This works so well. This looks so good. This is awesome. So yeah, I like this. I really like that. I'm definitely gonna use this somewhere. So delete these. Gonna move this just temporarily into the depot here. Again, not sure where I will place it, but I will definitely place it in here. This is really cool. So, roads. Actually, what does the time say? I will continue for a little bit. So let's. This one's using the. So I should probably replace this version. All right. They do have a fair few of those in the UK too. Steamers that are permitted to travel on main lines. Well, I mean, in Germany, it's like basically all steamers are permitted to go onto the main lines because they once were, and like once a locomotive has is certified for mainline operation, it's really hard to take that certification away. Which is the reason that there's quite a few really old locomotives still in like regular use. Like you will have private companies run freight trains with like 70-year-old locomotives. with yeah, and they are permitted to run. Of course, if they were new, they never would get certified, but they aren't new, so yeah, that's you know they still can basically, once they're certified, they can operate indefinitely unless there's like a really good reason to take the certification away. Um, yeah. Um, so if the boiler is kept in good condition, sure, and the other 6,450 parts. Yeah, the regulations are very very strict on steam engines. That's like that's also the reason that the Harzer-Schmalspur needs like 5 times the amount of locomotives, to own them than it has, locomotives in service at any given time, because they can run for like, I think, highly sure, 4 months until like they will need a big revision where everything will be checked. Um, and that's like, um, yeah, that's quite the chore. So very strict regulations, but they do run. So you know, and especially if they are in good condition, an inspector can just take a look at them and like give it another couple months until next bigger revision, and then the really large revisions are, I think, every 2 years, which is like way sooner than any other locomotives or multiple units, because those are every 6 years, and it could even be like lengthened to like 8 years. Major revision. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I did. We did go to Koblenz for training a couple months ago, into the museum where like old rolling stock is on display. And it was really, really weird to have like cars in current liveries, you know, that even in some parts of Germany are still used. Um, have them on display at a museum. Yeah, especially like this was actually really cool. I got the opportunity to see my favorite multiple unit, the ER610, in real life, and the thing is, it has a current livery. It even has like the uh, some like advertising stickers on there, um, and yeah, it just feels really weird to have that in a museum, uh, together with cars that are like 50 to 100 years old. So yeah, but they also they were taken out of service way too early. They only ran for 20 years, and sadly, there's only 2 units left, with neither of them being operational. So um, let's see. So I'm definitely gonna want some parking on here. Um, yeah. Oh, the Baureihe 610. I remember seeing pictures of those before, but didn't know what they were called. I like the design a lot. So yeah, they're basically like an design-wise, they're an updated version of the 28, or at least they're design-wise very close. And you know, they were the first tilting train in Germany, and like the for many years the only reliable tilting train in all of Germany. So yeah. Um, Kind of like slightly more Valve's 628. Yeah, that's basically what they are. I mean, the like much of the design of that era looks similar to the 628. Um, so you could look up the Wittenberger cab car or Wittenberger Steuerwagen. That one has some similarities to the 620L. Um, it was just the style that Deutsche Bahn decided to go for at that time. Yeah, sadly, more and more of those of that rolling stock is being taken out of service. Like you barely see any Wittenberg cab cars anywhere. You don't have any don't have any um what the fuck was that? You don't have any 610s in service anymore. You barely have 628s in service. I think only these Sylt shuttles still use them, but I'm not sure for how long. Then some private companies on some obscure lines in the middle of nowhere. So yeah. Could the earlier Trans-Europa Express TE trains tilt too? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they couldn't. So I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they could. Yeah. So picture of the Berger Steuerwagen. Yep, that's it. You can also, if you manage to get your hands on a copy of ProTrain Perfect, with the correct add-on, you can drive it in trains as well. Or just don't expect the assets to work on modern trains versions, um, because barely any of them do. Um, and yeah, expect bugs. Like ProTrain Perfect has always been so buggy. Okay, so we've actually gotten pretty far today. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna finish up this crossing. Maybe I'll try to do this one and then I'm gonna end the stream. Expect bugs? You mean they'll pay me for purchasing it? Oh, I get what you mean. Didn't know it existed for. Um, yeah, I mean it's when you know it's pretty crazy that something like it could like exist. Because you know like just licensing out your game to another company, um, for them to re-release it under their own branding. with their own content. I don't think this would be done today anymore, and I can understand it fully. I mean, EEP still does it. They re-release new version and older versions under new names, like generic names like Railroad Simulator 2014, and it will in the fine print it will say this is actually a copy of 9.0 basic. So yeah, they do that, but they also have like really questionable monetization strategy. The way EEP is monetized, yeah, I don't think I even went into that much detail about it. It's really, I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as calling it a scam because the product overall is real, like the product exists, but um, they they use some scummy tactics. Like for example, when you buy a copy, can only activate it 5 times. Okay, this part they have corrected it, but this you could actually consider a scam. So you can only activate your copy of EEP 5 times. And they've actually gotten more aggressive with checking that. So in the past, you could just copy your old registry file. There's a file in the game directory that contains your registry information. And you could just take that file, copy it to your new game instance, and then the game would be activated. And then they blocked that at some point. And now what they are doing now is they're actually storing like the computer's hardware ID in that file, the same way that Windows detects if your hardware changes and then um, invalidates your license unless you're like connected to a Microsoft account. But yeah, so that's basically you only have 5. You can only activate E 5 times with your license before you need. Well, what you then need to do is I don't even know what the current way to do it. It would probably be to email their support, but at the time when I actually for that one time that I actually ran into that limit, what they told you to do at the time was to call their support hotline. Wrong tool. Call their support hotline. There we go. Why does my game freeze when I let's save real quick? So you would call their support hotline to request more activations. But the hotline that they linked you to was the phone number that they linked to was a paid number that would cost you €1 per minute, and all that number would do is it would play a 61-second recording that would tell you to send a support request on their website. Yeah. €1 per minute. Yeah. And then basically yeah, I had to contact their support, and I eventually got my activations. Yeah, I mean they have since changed the system. I know that much. I don't know. 1 second. I don't know how they do it now, probably online only. I know that they no longer link to that, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. It's they still have some scummy tactics like that. Also, um if you buy their tool to create your own assets, you need to buy an extra tool for that. Um Yeah, those assets will only be usable for you. If you want to share them, you gotta enter a contract with them, so you can share your assets on your own. That they don't want that. Then of course there's the case that um, that what is it? What was it? Um, they restrict certain features, or they did in the past restrict features behind the paywall, which they called the expert versions of the game. There was a basic and an expert version. But the thing, other than like with like Trains Plus, you get the newest features, but eventually these features will get to retail versions of Trains. These features have been restricted for years in EEP. So um yeah, I don't know. They um this crossing is gonna be weird. Yeah, so they it's features like creating in like invisible links between two tracks, um or auto completing between two track sections. Yeah, and I don't know, it feels a bit scummy to still restrict those features after years. But I mean, it's their game. They can technically restrict features and monetize it in whichever way they want, unless they start scamming people. But it's I don't know. There's a reason that I stopped playing the game. Um, Remember the autocomplete feature from the Roller Coaster Tycoon series? Yeah, that's basically what theirs is too. But they require the more expensive version of the game. Also, that's like the worst. If you buy the next version of the game, and you will still have to buy the more expensive version to get those features. Otherwise, you would just get just not get those features anymore. So that's I think is quite stupid. Um, yeah. So if you bought Trains 2019 Platinum, and afterwards you're like, and then at some point you're like, okay, let's just screw it up. And anyways, at the later point you're like, okay, let's upgrade my Trains version, but I can't afford the platinum version of Trains 22. I'm just gonna go with the regular version. You're not gonna end up with less features. In that case, you're still gonna get the like, the all the features that were included in Trains 2019 Platinum. So it's quite weird to do it that way. But then again, no, it's their customers that they are scaring away. So not really my problem. It's not it. Oh, is this a no? I think this fixed now. No, it's not. Of course it's not. All right, is it fixed now? Maybe. Imagine that if N3V they locked the plateau tool behind the platinum version. Yeah, that's basically how it feels like. On second thought, best not imagine that. Honestly, they wouldn't do it, because they know that they're just gonna like drive their customers away to the competition, whatever that competition might be. So yeah, we should be pretty safe on that end as at least. So yeah, they wouldn't. At least I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't. You know, I'm maybe not test it, but you know. No, I gotta erase this again. Okay, it's fine. It looks fine. Definitely gonna have to do a lot of terrain tweaking to get this to like a buildable point. And then of course to like fit the houses along here, but I should be able to manage that. We make sure that the tree isn't floating. Is floating. Um, that's a relief at least. Intently glares at slightly misaligned spline point. This is fine. But yeah, this looks really good. Love that brush. Yeah, it's just a little thing which I practice like filling these gaps. I mean I didn't end up creating. Okay, I will probably when I add parking lots create more corners like this that need filling. So maybe add an Alsea flower next to it. I don't know if I have such assets. Nope. Anyways, yeah. So the wouldn't say main part of the town because there's this part, but like half of the main part of the town's road layout is now complete. JVC1. Nope. And I don't have it installed. I'm gonna check content menu. Okay, there are two assets. Try them. Oh, also, let me switch back to game view. Again, better. So we have this one. It's the single. Then we have the group, which I guess is. So let's see. Oh yeah, this works pretty well. That looks good. Actually gonna, I can grab it. Might need to move it a bit lower because I raised the street up. Not that low. And that's fine. Right. That's looking good. So also gonna need to like actually I'm just gonna try to like work a bit with these textures. Um to blend this together a bit better. This should maybe at like a lower sensitivity. And this. Oh yeah, oh that fits really. Yeah. Then I don't know. I can then probably color layer to mute this color a bit. This and maybe add like a little brown in here. Add darker. It's way better to this. I don't know. It's the texture. I mean, it's a good texture, but it's too vibrant. Oh, and then I mean, I'm gonna have to blend it with these here, but the what's in green it does look decent, I think. Oh, the brush radius indicator changes color too. Never knew that. Yeah, it's with the new color tool to indicate what color you're painting. So guess this will. I don't know, might be a bit too brown on the edges now. Guess I can. So, no, wait, this is. Well, I mean, I guess I can make it look good. I don't know. I might just use these textures a bit more broadly. So maybe like 10% and over these more. Oh, and then actually not use the color layer. I don't know. I guess this sort of works. Mix these. So yeah, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus on like the bigger stuff first, like buildings, roads and stuff before I get into like fine detail. I'm gonna do a lot of it with a lot of the larger detail work nature wise with scrapbook. So gonna create some decent patterns for it. I don't know, I'm still debating if I should stick with these grass blinds because, to be honest, they sometimes clash with the ground textures quite severely. If I hide this layer, actually this texture work looks and I'm gonna add an effect layer for grass with turf.fx. I know Sheridas is gonna complain that it's not gonna work on Mac, and I know that turf.fx is gonna get phased out in the next year or two and gonna be replaced with an advanced version of ground clutter. I'm gonna save in a moment. Hate that it rebuilds the entire effect layer data every time I change this preset. Actually, that one, I think. It's being replaced. Yeah, it's they are planning to replace turf.fx with an advanced version of ground clutter that would then is the okay there that would then um that would then does this show anything? I need to up the sensitivity. That would then perform better on AMD GPUs, work on Mac, and in general perform better. This might be yeah, this is too um try this. Yeah, I don't know why my FPS are so bad suddenly, probably because it's doing stuff in the background. I think it's doing something. Okay, might but yeah, it will eventually work on macOS. They're probably gonna add like a something that can convert between, you know, that can convert the older 12fx layers to newer better layers. Oh no, I hit the spot. So this is going really good today. And if I click in the okay. So this should be the standard. Always use. Oh, actually, what might be the case that it's not working is, yeah. Gotta change this to actually gonna try 2.5 meter. And then now it should render something, hopefully. But also, can I please get my performance back? Okay, when I hide this layer, it's fine. When I show it again, it's also okay. Something. I have used TurfFX before. I've never had such issues. Okay, let's set intensity to... Okay, there we go. So this is actually a bit too short for my liking. So go with press medium. And then 0.5 meters. Did I? It cancel. I think I'd cancel again. Why are those buttons in the wrong order? Like when I change this, apply is on the left and revert is on the right, and I hit that, and then I only have this single check mark, and then well, that is, you know, they placed the X button. Anyways, hide it. Let's show it again, and then increase and this set intensity. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm streaming. Oh, I mean, I've hit the layer now, and it's still. So why is the foliage not even? Did that layer get reset? Really hope it did. Rocks are still there. So try. Okay. Yeah. So this, the thing is, this fits the ground textures way better, in my opinion. So if I a bit, yeah. So with that somewhere around this, you can see the ground texture through it. You know, it looks good. And it, you know, it fits the texture way better that's underneath than these splines can, honestly. So, you know, I might just, you know, do it with TurfFX. Why is it not rendering now? But yeah, TurfFX, I can. The advantages of TurfFX are that I can paint it, instead of having to manually place the splines. It, you know, fits the ground a bit better. I won't have to do any manual adjustment. There we go. Just needed a moment to load in. And you know, I will probably be able to at some point convert it into something that will run on macOS. The disadvantages are that I, of course, cannot place anything on top of splines, such as this one. For that, I would need to either use objects or splines or leave it blank. And the other disadvantage is that this is something that I can show over here. So actually, I can't because there's no textures in place anymore, but still be able to. Let's just do a test here. So I will place some asphalt down like this, and then I will make some grass and increase and add some grass around here. Some grass, and as you can see, the grass is not on the asphalt. No, it's the resolution is, except for this one, the resolution is high enough that there is no grass on the asphalt. But as you can see, when I zoom out, you can see grass. I hope you can see it on stream. You can see grass on the asphalt, and then it will vanish once I get the camera closer. Because in the level of detailing, it gets a little fuzzy where there's grass and where there isn't. So that's one of the disadvantages, and it bugs me quite a bit. But I guess I could overlook it and maybe be like a bit more sparse with where I use it. Maybe use splines in like the sections where precision really matters, like next to roads. I also cannot go too precise. Like I probably wouldn't be able to set the precision up to 1.25 meters, which would be the minimum of any effect layer, just because those effect layers need data storage in the root. And the more precise you make a layer, the more data storage it takes up, and there's a limited amount of it, and it's needed by all layers. So you have the color layer, which needs storage, and the water layer, which needs storage, and those are layers that I can't really miss out on, because I really need those layers, because I only have 16 textures per baseboard, so I will need the color layer to get the most out of those 16 textures. And I do need the water layer because legacy water doesn't work with the HD terrain. It needs to be effect layer water. Yeah, and so the others are the flower layer, which I hope didn't reset my testing. The flower layer totally reset. Damn it. Okay, so the flowers have reset and the foliage have reset. The rocks are still the same. Damn it. Oh well, I mean, wasn't too much lost, but yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's something that I will consider. Honestly, with the way this section here looks, it's kind of hard to justify not using 12fx, because 12fx looks so much better than the grass blinds. How does it look if I use both together? It'll take a moment to render in. Yeah. Also, the branches, are the branches still? Yeah, the branches are still there, which is good because I also used them. I don't know, they float a bit because they don't adjust to the terrain. That would probably also change with the new clutter, I imagine. That it would, actually adjust its rotation to the ground. But yeah, since this is sawdust, I since this just needs some biomass, they will just dump any sticks or so that they have in there as well. So this should render now. Yes. Okay, so I mean this kinda. I mean, I might use some grass blinds in combination with 12fx, but honestly, 12fx on its own just so good. Like, it's really hard to justify not using this. So I don't know. I mean, in the end, I don't know. Thing is, I started this as just a project for myself, but by now I kind of want to at least try to get it to a state where I could put it on the train store. I don't know, for like the lowest price possible in the category, which would probably be a small or medium route, probably route with sessions. Yeah, so just put it on the train store for a low price, just to like, you know, be able to brag that I have something on the train store. I don't know. I really like the idea of being able to sell it. But yeah, I also mainly just want to make a good route. I really like the way that this project has come along from like just testing out, you know, a way to do terrain work to actually, you know, placing industries, laying track, smoothing out the entire unsmooth terrain that I had in the beginning and building an actual route out of it. So the grass does look a bit swampy, marshy, but maybe it would fit. Not certain. I think a lot of it is just the ground texture that I'm using. And well, I mean, I guess I could also try the other grass presets. You know, probably I'd do that off stream just so, you know, my PC loads them a little faster, because I'm pretty sure that the performance loss I was seeing is due to the stream, because I never see it. Oh, you meant the spline. Yeah, the thing with the splines is that I kinda not have many options. The thing is, these splines looked a bit better with the grass texture that I was previously using, but that was from a at least that version of it was from a DLC, so I couldn't have used it if I wanted to put this either on the DLS or on the train store. So, well, I guess DLS would have worked, but I want people to be able to enjoy this without having to buy any DLC except these locos for the extra sessions, because these are DLC locos. I just got them not because I had a use for them, but because I think they look nice. So I will include the sessions that I will include with the route are, if I put it on the train store, will be without these locos. And then I'll just put some additional ones on the DLS that will feature these locos. I did extend the standard gauge track on with this long loop tunnel all the way up here, so that you could like drive around on it yourself at least a bit before eventually hit the portal. Like where was I? I meant the grass sedge spline looked a tad bit marshy. Like grass you would find in a marsh side. Not the splines you have currently. I meant the one. Oh, the one you suggested, grass splines? Where? Did I miss something? Oh, I also missed a chat message by you. Also, slight off topic before I forget. It's planned to have another party game / Gardic Phone live stream tomorrow evening. Should have Sheridas joining us too. Well, I should be able to be there. Depends on the timing. Tomorrow is a pretty long day school-wise, so I might not be able to stay awake the entire time. Yeah. Center spline. I'm gonna look it up. That's what it's called. Where's Sedge spline? I don't know. The thing is, do these work with the new lighting, or are they bugged? I feel like these would be bugged. Let's try this one. Yeah. I mean, they are. Nah, not gonna use these. Well, yeah. The thing is with the grass blinds, these don't really match any ground color that well. They did match the old one that I used better than the current one, definitely. But even then, they didn't fit that well. And the issue is, I'm really limited in the amount of grass blinds that I can use, because they like the most of them are just bugged with the lighting. They look good from one side, mainly from the north, I think it was, and then or from the south, one of the two, and then the other one will just I meant this one. Okay, I'll just copy the KUID. Oh, okay. We'll try this one. Yeah, that definitely looks marshy, and it's bugged, and it's also like it's like very 2D. Maybe if I stretch it out. Not really. Like with these, it's really obvious that it's 2D faces. So yeah, not. I don't think I will use this. I will probably end up using 12FX. I mean, once I fill the entire route with it, it will absolutely tank my performance. And it will sadly look like this if you are on macOS, maybe with some ground clutter, because I think that one works. But yeah, it's in the end, it's the way it is. I hope N3 we will very quickly get the new clutter system in place. There might also be a performance uplift when using when they eventually implement DirectX 12 rendering, which I'm looking forward to, because NVIDIA AMD GPUs tend to do better at DirectX 12 than DirectX 11. Yeah, and since I've been using AMD GPUs for a couple years now, and I currently do not plan on ever buying an NVIDIA GPU again, just for the way one their pricing is, because their pricing is horrible, and two, just that honestly I like the AMD software better. Like with NVIDIA, they kind of like, I don't know, they really force GeForce experience down your throat, and GeForce experience also feels like really not helpful. Whereas AMD's Adrenaline, you it just has more useful features, and I like the design more, and there's actually like features in there that are really helpful, like Radiant Chill to limit the FPS in certain games, because I do not need my GPU to push out the 165 FPS that the monitor can do in like a really in a game where it doesn't matter and just like pump out tons of heat, use lots of power, and just be noisy because of the fans. So yeah. Anyways, I think it's time to wrap this up. I've been going for quite a bit longer than I planned to. Um, gonna download the video of this later and then upload it to YouTube. Also gonna download the last live stream because I forgot that one and upload that to YouTube. I hope the Minecraft video worked fine. And the audio was good and all. I did some test recordings in the beginning, but I'm not sure about the entire final recording because I'm not gonna watch 3 hours of myself talking. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope Paradise has or will still enjoy it. I'm already looking forward to the entire all the POVs stitched together. And yeah, then with one final save. Have a nice day. See you. I don't know. Is Sherida streaming today? I don't know. See you either in Sherida's stream or in your next stream or in another one of my streams or in some other way. Um, have a great time and yeah, bye bye.